Dairy farmers, are you leaving money on the table? A groundbreaking report reveals that strategic breeding is now turbocharging profits at an unprecedented rate. But here's the kicker. Are you maximizing your herd's potential? The Irish Cattle Breeding Federation, ICBF, has unveiled data showing a rapid acceleration in genetic gain, specifically within the Economic Breeding Index, EBI, which is essentially a scorecard for a cow's economic value. Think of EBI as a farmer's cheat sheet to breeding more profitable and sustainable animals. The current annual trend sees the EBI increasing by €11.65 every single year. This might sound like a small number, but let's break down why it's a game changer. To ensure consistent comparisons, the ICBF benchmarks genetic indices annually based on the dairy cow population in July and calculates it for the September evaluation. The core message? This countrywide surge in genetic gain is directly translating to fatter profit margins per lactation. Consider this. Every single €1 increase in EBI translates to an additional €2 in farm profit. That's a direct return on investment in strategic breeding. Looking back over the past 2 decades, the introduction of the Gene Ireland program, followed by genomic selection in 2005 and 2009, respectively, has been pivotal. These advancements have spurred significant and simultaneous improvements in both milk production and fertility, addressing a critical historical imbalance. Before these programs, farmers often had to choose between high milk yields and good fertility. Milk production was climbing, but fertility rates were simultaneously plummeting, causing long-term herd health issues. Now you can have both. Today, the average EBI of dairy cows is a staggering €188 higher than it was 20 years ago. The ICBF estimates that this equates to an additional €376 per lactation for cows calving this year compared to those born in 2002. This genetic progress empowers farmers to breed animals that are not only more efficient, but also more sustainable, reducing their environmental footprint. And this is the part most people miss. Sustainable farming is not just about being green. It's about long-term economic viability. Furthermore, the Calving Sub-Index plays a crucial role. This index guides farmers in selecting sires that will produce offspring with fewer calving difficulties, significantly improving calving ease and reducing calf mortality rates. A smooth calving process is essential for both the cow's well-being and the farmer's peace of mind, and reduced vet bills. This sub-index has shown consistent, linear improvement year after year, leading to shorter gestation periods, earlier calving seasons, and overall better herd management. It's a domino effect of positive outcomes. According to an ICBF spokesperson, breeding is a long-term investment. It takes several years for genetic improvements to fully filter through the herd. That's why bull selection is so important every year. The latest genetic trends show that dairy farmers continue to place strong emphasis on EBI when choosing sires. It's also important to remember that genetics is both cumulative and permanent. Each year's improvement builds on the last and remains within the herd. This highlights the compounding power of strategic breeding. Each generation benefits from the improvements made in the previous one. However, it's not all sunshine and roses. The ICBF report also reveals a slight increase in the maintenance sub-index, with a declining trend over the past 3 to 4 years. This suggests that cow size has started to increase again, as indicated by genetic data. This is where it gets controversial. Bigger cows might produce more milk, but do the increased feed costs and potential health issues outweigh the benefits? This is a critical question for farmers to consider. The beef sub-index has also experienced a continued decline, although the rate of decline has slowed recently. The management and health sub-indices have remained relatively stable. The health sub-index saw an initial increase, but has since declined slightly, while the management sub-index has shown minimal gains in the last 5 years. These areas represent opportunities for further improvement and targeted breeding strategies. Regarding tuberculosis (TB) resistance, breeding values were first published as a standalone trait in 2019 and integrated into the EBI in November 2022. Since then, the ICBF has observed a stabilizing trend in the sub-index. To enhance TB resistance, the ICBF advises farmers to use bulls with a TB breeding value below 8.5%. For more rapid progress, bulls with values below 6.5% are recommended. An animal's breeding value represents the expected prevalence of the infection in its progeny, equipping farmers with valuable information for disease management. In conclusion, the ICBF emphasizes that the National Breeding Program and genomic selection have both played a significant role in accelerating genetic gain within the national herd. But here's a question for you. Are you truly taking advantage of these advancements? Are you actively selecting bulls based on EBI and sub-indices relevant to your farm's specific needs and goals? Or are you sticking with outdated practices? What metrics, beyond EBI, do you find most valuable in selecting breeding stock? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the future of dairy farming.